Hey guys, Pamela here. I'm a personal trainer and writer on psychology in New York City. And today we're going to be going over why you are late and use a psychology principle to help you wrap your head around this and hopefully be late a little less often. Alright, we're going to be using the availability heuristic today, and I'm going to read off Wikipedia the strict definition and then I'll put it in English terms. The availability heuristic is a shortcut that relies on immediate examples that come to a given person's mind when evaluating a specific topic, concept, method, or decision. What does this mean? It just means that you have certain things that come to mind easily. They just come to mind more readily. For example, in a decision-making class I took in college, they said that husbands and wives would fight over who took out the trash more often because it's easier to remember a time you took out the trash because you're around when you are taking out the trash or doing a certain chore. You're not around when your partner is. So it feels like it happens less often. That means that when it comes time to decide who's going to do what chores, both people are saying, I'm always doing it, because you're not literally with your spouse all the time, seeing all the instances they have. Okay, so how does this apply to being late? There are so many reasons you could be late. Like the train could be running late. You could, need to go back for something that you forgot. You could have a ton of traffic. There could be some sort of issue on the way to work. Like maybe, I don't know, God forbid you got injured. There are so many things that could happen, but they're all pretty rare, and they're more of like the exception in a sense than the rule, because on any given day, it's not like there's always like you forgot your Metro card or there was traffic on the highway from an accident. These are all things that happen kind of once in a blue moon, but any of them can happen. And what I have noticed from people that are chronically late is they always expect things to go 100% according to plan. They're not thinking of these instances. They just don't have a bunch of instances that come to mind. They just assume everything will run perfectly. It's almost being like optimistic about your morning commute to a fault. And so that is why, as you all know, people that attempt to get there early actually get there on time, because even though these things aren't coming to mind easily, they do happen. And more often than not, something, even if it's something small, is happening. What I would do to combat this is to actually think of the times where something has happened and actually start to expect the unexpected. Actually like putting conscious awareness on the things that you normally don't notice. If you are usually late, think of 3 things that came up recently that made you late. For example, for me, I ordered an Uber and it took longer to get to me than I expected. Another example was that it is freezing in New York right now and it took me longer to bundle up and get all of my winter clothes than expected. Or another time I forgot the weekend trains run slower than during the week. So if I had just allowed even 5 or 10 extra minutes, it would have been the difference between me getting to where I wanted to go on time. So it is just shedding awareness and thinking of what you tend to ignore or overlook, expecting the unexpected. And it's shocking how often in psychology or with our biases, just putting our awareness, putting our consciousness and like our mind and thinking about the things we don't necessarily always think about, like a change in perspective, how that can be all that it takes. Let me know how this works for you. If this was helpful, please share it with a friend, comment with questions or your thoughts, and please. Oh, actually, funny. I set an alarm too so that I'm not late for things. Like I get so in the zone when I'm like writing or filming or stuff like that. So like I'll set an alarm to be like, hey, you need to leave at this time. That is so funny and ironic. I swear I didn't plan that. Okay. Anyway, please subscribe if you find this helpful and want to learn more about personal development, fitness, psychology, and how to apply all of this to achieving your goals. Catch you guys next time.